Welcome to the Deep Dive with Farmtips Diary. When most people hear the word metaverse, they think of gaming, social media, or futuristic virtual meetings. But what if I told you that farmers people who work with soil, seeds, and livestock are also stepping into this digital frontier? Farming in the metaverse might sound strange at first, yet it's beginning to play a real role in how crops are grown, how farmers are trained, and how future agriculture will evolve. In this episode, we'll explore how virtual simulations are being used to train farmers, test new techniques, plan farm operations, and even shape global food security. By the end, you'll have a clearer sense of whether farming in the metaverse is just a passing experiment or a revolutionary leap into the future of smarter, safer agriculture. Why farming and the metaverse sound like opposites? Farming has traditionally been one of the most hands-on physical activities in human history. It requires soil preparation, planting seeds, irrigation, pest control, harvesting, and handling heavy machinery. On the other hand, the metaverse is about digital experiences, virtual spaces, and simulated environments. So, how do these two seemingly different worlds connect? The answer lies in one word: simulation. Farming is inherently risky. Every season comes with uncertainty, weather fluctuations, pest outbreaks, changing input costs, and market instability. Farmers often have to make high-stakes decisions with incomplete information. Virtual environments allow them to test strategies, train skills, and visualize outcomes without bearing the real-world consequences of mistakes. This makes the metaverse not just a novelty, but a practical tool for agriculture. VR training, preparing farmers for equipment, handling, and decision. One of the most promising applications of the metaverse in agriculture is training. Learning to operate modern farming equipment can be complex, costly, and dangerous if mistakes are made. Tractors, combine harvesters, drones, and irrigation systems all require precision. With VR headsets, farmers can now train in fully immersive simulations. Instead of reading manuals or watching videos, they experience realistic equipment handling in a safe digital environment. For example, a farmer learning to use a new autonomous tractor can practice maneuvering it through fields, setting up its GPS system, and troubleshooting errors all without burning fuel or risking accidents. The same applies to safety training. Handling pesticides, fertilizers, or large machinery comes with hazards. Virtual simulations allow workers to rehearse correct safety procedures until they become second nature. This improves farm safety and reduces costly downtime due to accidents. It's not just about machines. VR can also simulate decision-making scenarios. Imagine standing in a virtual cornfield where pests begin to spread. The system challenges you to choose between chemical treatment, biological control, or irrigation adjustments. Each decision leads to a different outcome, teaching farmers how choices ripple through crop health and farm economics. Simulations as a testing ground for new techniques. Agricultural innovation is constant, but adopting new techniques is risky. Should a farmer switch to a new seed variety? Try hydroponics. Experiment with regenerative practices. Each choice requires money, labor, and time. Here's where the metaverse becomes a testing ground. Using simulation platforms, farmers can model their fields, input soil data, climate conditions, and crop types, then test different approaches. For example, they might compare conventional tillage with no-till farming, or run water-saving irrigation strategies against traditional flood irrigation. These virtual experiments help farmers see the potential outcomes before committing resources. While simulations aren't perfect, they can't capture every real-world variable. They provide a powerful decision-making aid. This is especially useful for small-scale farmers with limited budgets who can't afford to make costly mistakes. Research institutions are already experimenting with digital twins, virtual replicas of real farms. These twins allow farmers and researchers to tweak conditions virtually, then use insights to guide real-world actions. Imagine having a digital copy of your farm on your computer, showing how crops would respond to different fertilizer levels or planting dates. That's the promise of simulations in agriculture. Digital farm planning tools, saving money and resources. Beyond training and testing, the metaverse supports farm planning. Managing a farm is like managing a small business. Farmers must track inputs, labor, market prices, and environmental conditions. Mistakes in planning can lead to wasted resources or lower yields. Through virtual platforms, farmers can map out their fields, place irrigation lines, plan crop rotations, and even simulate harvest schedules. By visualizing the farm in 3D, they can identify inefficiencies and fix them before they become costly problems. For example, if a farmer wants to try intercropping, planting two crops together, they can use simulations to predict sunlight distribution, soil nutrient competition, and yield outcomes. Similarly, livestock farmers can design barn layouts or grazing rotations in a virtual environment, ensuring animal welfare and efficiency before building physical infrastructure. These tools act like flight simulators for farming. Just as pilots train in simulators before flying real planes, farmers can now plan virtually before investing in real-world changes. This makes agriculture more efficient, sustainable, and financially resilient. Real-world examples of farms using virtual platforms, some may wonder if this is just theory. The truth is, early adopters are already using these tools. In the Netherlands, a country known for agricultural innovation, universities and farms are developing VR training for greenhouse management. Farmers can step into virtual greenhouses, learn about climate control systems, and practice responding to temperature fluctuations or pest infestations. In the United States, companies are offering VR modules for tractor operation, drone piloting, and precision spraying. These tools are particularly valuable in regions with labor shortages, where new workers must be trained quickly and safely. In parts of Africa and Asia, where smallholder farmers often lack access to advanced training, NGOs are experimenting with low-cost VR training modules delivered through smartphones and inexpensive headsets. These allow farmers to learn techniques such as proper irrigation, soil management, or pest identification without expensive field workshops. These examples prove that farming in the metaverse isn't science fiction, it's already happening. The future of farm productivity with immersive technology. So where does this all lead? As immersive technology becomes cheaper and more accessible, its role in farming will likely expand. We may see virtual farm schools where young farmers train entirely in VR before stepping into real fields. We may see government programs subsidizing digital simulations for resource planning, helping farmers cope with climate change. Insurance companies might even use virtual models to assess risk, rewarding farmers who adopt practices that simulations show to be more resilient. The integration of AI with VR will take things even further. Imagine AI analyzing millions of crop simulations, then providing farmers with tailored recommendations for their exact soil, climate, and market conditions. Farmers could then walk through these scenarios in the metaverse before deciding on real-world actions. This could level the playing field, giving small-scale farmers the same decision-making power as large agribusinesses. Challenges and skepticism, of course. Not everything is rosy. Farming in the metaverse faces challenges. First, there's the cost barrier. High-quality VR equipment isn't cheap. Though prices are dropping, many rural areas also lack reliable internet, making access to cloud-based simulations difficult. Second, simulations are only as good as the data they're built on. If soil maps are outdated or climate models inaccurate, the predictions may mislead farmers instead of helping them. Third, there's a cultural barrier. Farming is deeply traditional, and some farmers may resist the idea of learning in a virtual environment. Convincing them to trust digital training will take time and proven success stories. Despite these hurdles, the potential benefits mean that immersive technology will likely continue to spread across agriculture. Conclusion: trend or transformation. So, is farming in the metaverse just a fedora, a revolution? The evidence suggests it's more than a passing trend. While it won't replace the soil, sweat, and sunshine of real agriculture, it will increasingly support and enhance the way farmers work. Virtual simulations will make training safer, planning smarter, and decisions less risky. As costs fall and access improves, more farmers, big and small, will step into the digital world to improve outcomes in the physical one. Farming in the metaverse isn't about replacing real fields with digital ones. It's about using digital tools to make real fields thrive. So the next time you hear someone say the metaverse is just for gamers or tech companies, remember, farmers are already using it to grow better crops, raise healthier livestock, and secure a stronger food future. We hope this exploration has been valuable. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. See you again on our next deep dive.